Welcome to Killens Pond State Park. That is the camp store and the camp check-in registration, also where the firewood and ice are at, right?
Fire and ice. So
you come through there and you check in with the person inside. I guess you could pull up to the window. I don't know. We parked to the side over there and I walked in.
It tells you to pull over to the side.
That's true. It does. Okay, so just right when you come in is the dump station to the right and also the trash receptacles. And this is the road to the six campground loops. So let's walk through the dump station so that the viewers can see. This one may be a little difficult for folks with either longer units or trailers or whatever.
It is kind of
You can see
tight.
it's right here. And it is kind of tight. You have to swing wide. There is a little bit of a path over there you can swing to and then come this way. Free for campers, $10 for non-registered campers. But then you can just follow it right on through. And this is a parking area for... there are trails here. There are pavilions here.
Lots of pavilions.
And then over there is the playground through the trees. There's also a volleyball court.
Yeah, there's also another playground. There's actually maybe a couple more playgrounds.
Yeah. This open field here can be used for anything as long as it's legal. But they've got like a baseball backstop right there. There's no field per se as far as bases to run or anything like that, but there is a backstop to be able to do that if you like baseball.
Yeah, so we're in Delaware, which is interesting because Delaware is totally different than what I thought it would be.
Yeah.
Totally different. I thought it was going to be lots of urban areas, just really like whenever you hear whenever I heard Delaware, it was like cities.
Yeah.
That's just how I envisioned it, but it's a lot of farmland.
Yeah.
A lot of like right outside the gate is just a bunch of corn, like fields upon fields, farm after farm after farm, just like corn, maybe some soy. I don't know. I think I saw some soy growing, but it's interesting.
Yeah, the only reference to Delaware I've ever heard was on Wayne's World.
Yeah.
So
We're in Delaware.
But the landscape actually reminds us a lot of Florida.
Watch out!
Because sandy ground. There's a palm right there, just like Florida. Look at all these tall trees, though. This campground is very shady. As far as
shady,
as far as from the sun, shady.
Right. Yeah.
But there's little to no privacy.
Yeah.
Because the way it's laid out is that it's like
there's a lot of spaces actually. Like
there's 6 loops, and I think they have 10.
Yeah, so 60 spaces in a pretty small area. Like if you just look, you can see the whole shebang.
Yeah, all the underbrush is not. There's not any. It's a bunch of underbrush. There's not any. There are beautiful tall trees.
Gorgeous.
Beautiful trails. But
the trail around the pond is beautiful.
Yeah.
And there's like a frisbee golf course. And there's trails around it. Like there's a cross country trail, like bike trail. And the trail around the lake is really nice and shady. So it's like no matter what time of day you're out there walking around, you can be in the shade, which is not always the case at parks. Like sometimes you're out in the blazing sun. Yeah. But this is a very shady trail.
There's just one part on the pond loop. Now, we're saying pond and lake. It is Killens Pond, but it's a lake.
It's a lake.
Let's get real here.
Right.
It's a lake. I don't know why they call their lakes ponds around here.
Right.
But there's one part where the trail is on the road. so you have to walk.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that's true. I totally lied. There is part of part of the trail is out in the blazing sun. So.
Yeah. So if you've got your kids with you, that's the part you'll definitely need to be
but I did
mindful of.
Yeah, I did barefoot hike that entire trail. Well, except for the part on the road, maybe. I think maybe I was not barefoot for that
Maybe you
section.
swam through the pond.
No, I did not do that. You cannot swim. I mean, you're not supposed to, I don't think. But,
so that was Loop A. We didn't say that as we walked in it, but it was the first one, and they are letters, so that should tell you something. The roadways, you can see this is a 2-lane road, but the roadways into the loops are not one way. They're single width.
Yeah.
So, you might be able to fit a car and an RV coming down this way, but 2 RVs together, probably not.
Yeah.
Just because of overhanging, trees and such. So be mindful of that as you're turning in. You can see right here is a trail that leads back to A, and it goes that way to the bathhouse. Sorry, one bathhouse.
Yeah. Now the pond itself, you can fish in it. There's several little spots, scenic overlooks where you could certainly fish from that area, or you can fish from the docks. And Ezra caught a really big bass, a really big one.
Yeah, like maybe 16 inches long, something like that.
And a bluegill, right? And I caught a little bluegill, and I think Elizabeth caught a bluegill. So, I mean, it's pretty good fishing because we haven't done all that much fishing.
And I caught up on my reading.
Right. But it's a beautiful, relaxing pond, though. Just when you can sit out there on the dock, it's just nice.
Tall trees all around.
Yeah.
So when you're looking across, that's what you see.
Yeah. Now, there was some pretty loud music on the lake.
Yeah.
Like, not in the campgrounds, but at the lake we were fishing one day, and it was like just loud music. I think they had some sort of event here, maybe at the water park, or maybe there was like a wedding or something.
Kayla's getting attacked by it.
Sorry, there was some sort of flying thing right in my face.
There is.
Oh, it's a moth.
Well.
I thought it was like one of those click beetles again. So
loud music that time.
Yeah, that one time. But I mean, it wasn't like unpleasant necessarily, just loud music. But
and otherwise, this place has been fairly quiet.
Yeah, even though it was pretty full when we got here, which was odd because it was really full the first few days, right? And then it kind of emptied out.
Yeah, this place, for whatever reason, it seems like people stay an additional night. When they come for the weekend, they also stay Sunday night.
But there was also this festival nearby, and we think that maybe it had something to do with that.
That's true. The Firefly Festival.
Yeah. And there are lots of fireflies here, which is neat.
But it was at Dover International Speedway, right? Is that where the festival was? That's where the people parked all the campers.
Yeah,
so
maybe it was that.
I assume.
Yeah.
So we're exiting Loop B.
And we drove to Philadelphia from here, and it was what, like an hour and a half?
Hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Depends on the traffic. It was rainy on the way back, but otherwise it was nice to be able to go to the city and walk around for a couple of hours. Got cheesesteak, at D'Alessandro's, which was delicious.
Ran up the Rocky Steps.
Saw the Liberty Bell.
Yeah, I think we did everything that we would have wanted to do in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
For that kind of a day trip.
Yes.
Like, if we didn't have the kids, I think Philadelphia would have been a neat city to maybe stay a couple of days. Like, if you went to Philadelphia for like a long weekend, I think there'd be plenty to keep you busy.
Yeah.
But
our 6-year-old was tired of it.
Yeah. So, like, we've found that our kids can tolerate a city for like, I don't know, 4 or 5 hours, right? And then they're just kind of done, and I can understand that because it's a lot of walking, especially when it's like not fun kid stuff. It's like, it's the Liberty Bell, and they know what that is, but then they're kind of done.
Right.
So,
which I'm kind of that way too with some of that stuff.
Yeah, certainly.
But I like looking at the architecture of the old buildings, or we sat down outside of old city coffee shop, and we had coffee just on a like a cobblestone alley, or it was a brick alley.
Brick alley, yeah.
But
cobblestone, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah, cobblestone.
Yeah. Certainly was rough like that.
Oh man, and the parking in Philadelphia.
Yeah, but we lucked out.
But we didn't get a ticket, and actually there was a tow truck driver that was driving past where we had just parked, and then you asked him
if we were good there.
And he's like, "Yeah, you're good." So nice people in Philly. So
because we've seen parking wars, and we didn't want to end up at
PPA.
No, yeah, but what's the name of that street? They said it so many times on the Filbert or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
I can't remember. But anyway, we didn't get a ticket. We did, give extra money to the parking meter because it took all my quarters.
$7 in quarters that we had put in.
Yeah.
But so use the app. Don't use quarters.
Yeah, the app is meter up.
Yeah, but then parking near the museum was of art. It was not bad.
Mm-hmm.
But really, really pretty city. Really neat. There's like a Navy shipyard there as you come into the city.
Mm-hmm.
It was neat. And Washington, D.C. is it about an hour and a half from here? Or
Hour and 45.
Hour and 45 minutes. So we are actually going to go. We're moving to a different park, but we thought about going to D.C. from here.
Yeah.
Because we found that like an hour and a half drive isn't that bad.
Mm-hmm.
It's really hard. What we've found is it's really hard to find campgrounds near a big city.
Right.
And so, or especially state parks, which is our preference. But in order to find those kinds of places, they're further out anyway. So we really like what we've been doing lately, which is just drive the distance to the city, see those things, make the effort, and then we end up seeing what we want to see, and we're done. Because we're not really big city people anyway, but there are certain things we want to see. We
don't have to stay at a KOA or something like that.
Oh, yeah. No offense to the KOA people out there, but it's just not it's just not our cup of tea, it's our personality. We like privacy and all that stuff. So state parks are more our jam.
This one has super excellent AT&T signal.
Yes. It's been amazing. Like 4 or 5 bars of 4G LTE all day long.
I think I uploaded like 25 videos to Dropbox in an hour.
Yeah.
So some places we're at, it takes an hour. Yeah, it takes an hour for one 3 or 4 minute video to upload. So here it's been a lot better.
Yeah.
Now we're entering Loop D.
Oh, and
that was the campground host. Sorry, right there. Yes, go ahead.
And that Brass. What was the name of the place?
Brass Sales.
Brass Sales. If you are needing, if you're needing parts for your RV, because it came in super handy. Our converter messed up in our RV, and we had to go get a new one. And they were very helpful, very nice. And it was, 8 minutes from here. It was just like an amazing coincidence that we just happened to need that when we were right near an RV spot.
And the prices were comparable with stuff that you would get on Amazon. So that was great to have it so close by.
Yeah, good prices, really good service. I was very impressed with them.
So that's Brass Sales in Felton, Delaware.
Link that up in the show notes.
Yes.
Description, whatever.
Yeah, they probably have online ordering too. I don't know. We didn't need to.
Yeah, I don't know if they do or not, but
they have a website at least.
Yeah, super great though. I'm happy to have done business with them.
Yeah, we went.
Almost makes me wish we had more problems. Just kidding. You never wish you had more RV problems ever.
No. But that was a nice situation too, to be able to figure out that issue on our own. It ended up that the converter was not putting out the juice that it was supposed to be putting out. Yeah, and we determined that through a series of troubleshooting.
Our lights were starting to dim, and basically the battery just wasn't charging.
Right.
And the ultimate problem was the converter was messed up. So we're very happy to have been able to fix that.
Yes, and if you have by chance, a 2006 Winnebago Outlook 31C, and you have to change out the converter, and you get the kind that's a direct replacement from IntelliPower, I think that's what that's called.
Yep.
We did have to remove a lower bracket. I guess that's a lower a bracket, part of
like
the
floor bracket.
Yeah, it was part of the system that held in the old converter. We had to just pop out a couple of rivets, pull that out, and then the other one slid right in. Yep. And it had the right plug adapter thingies and everything.
Yeah, so it worked out fine, but it's just one of those things at the time. It's kind of we weren't sure what was happening at first.
Right. That's the problem. When you don't know what's happening, that's when you're like, okay, let's figure this out.
Let's try to troubleshoot this.
Because I've seen things, where people, I know this is off topic on this campground tour, but, you can only talk about so much about a campground. Where people will spend thousands of dollars fixing a problem and it's the wrong thing.
Right.
So we were blessed to be able to find out what it was.
Yep.
For just $190.
Yep.
So this park has a water park with it.
Yeah.
And
that is, man.
Yeah.
What a fantastic deal, first of all. It was
$8 a person.
Per person, $6 for our youngest because he's under a certain height.
48 inches.
Under 48 inches. But there's 4 really big slides, like what, 54
feet tall?
54 feet tall slides. One is like completely enclosed. One is open and really tall and lots of, not loops, but spins around.
Yeah.
And then 2 other ones that are very sheer drop off kind of slides, and they are fantastic. And there's a really big pool with a splash area for younger kids.
Yeah, it's a zero transition entrance.
Yeah.
So if your kid wants to play in 2 inches of water, you can. It's right there at the beginning.
Yeah, and they've got a lot of lifeguards.
Yeah.
Saw a lifeguard actually pull a kid out who had fallen in over his head. But there was a lily pad area where you could use ropes to I don't know. It's kind of like an obstacle course thingy.
And our 12-year-old and 10-year-old really enjoyed that.
Yeah. I think they probably enjoyed that even more than the slides.
Yeah, I enjoyed the slides.
But yeah. And there was a little area for kids 5 and under. But we did find our 6-year-old who is not yet a good swimmer. He's trying, but he's really not a good swimmer at all. There's not much for that kind of kid to do.
If they're over 5 and they can't swim and they're under 48 inches,
there's no slides for them to go on. They're you have to be above 48 inches to go on the bigger slides, and then there's a slide for 5-year-olds and under in this other area, which it was under maintenance or something, so you couldn't use it anyway. But there was another little girl who was 6, and I noticed she kind of had the same deal, kind of she was just stuck, just trying to learn how to swim, which is good and all, but it would have been nice if there had been just a little something for them to do. But yeah, the price, and they've got a concession stand. Did you mention that? And a swim shop. And
I didn't check any of those prices out.
Yeah,
Told the kids we're here to enjoy the pool and the slide.
Yeah,
let's do that.
Yeah, and lots of chairs and stuff, so you can lay there and sunbathe if you want to.
Now I think on the weekend sells out. It closes up, and they only let in a one out, one in type thing. But we were there on a Monday.
And it was crowded.
It was crowded, but not full, so
yeah,
it was good.
Yeah.
So that was Loop E.
Did we mention that there's a Walmart about 15 minutes from here?
I would say it's 15. Yeah.
Yeah, 15 minutes from here.
And
so
Milton.
Restaurants and such like that.
Yeah, Chick-fil-A, that caliber.
That kind of thing. Yeah, it's not a bunch of sit-down restaurants, but there's plenty of places.
Yeah.
I mean, and that was just what we saw. I didn't really dive deeply into what the restaurant
Yeah, we didn't go to any of them.
Were around here because we were going to Philadelphia, so
Right.
like, all right.
And the laundromat that we went to is also in that same area, and it was fine. It was nice and new, easy to operate with the cards, that you got to get there while you're on site. We didn't mention yet about the bathrooms. The bathhouse is located in Loop C, or I guess in between C and D. We haven't used it, but we did go in there before recording this video, and they're old. They do have individual stalls with doors, but only for the shower. So your changing area is outside of the shower in a common place.
Or you could just
change in your shower, yeah.
I didn't see if they had hooks and stuff in there.
Yeah, I didn't notice either. But it's a push button for, your water source. We enjoy showering in the RV and just going to dump when we need to, unless the shower's close by and nice.
It's really good. Yeah, it's got to be a good one though.
We're not like...
Oh, we're not like snobs or anything.
Yeah.
I just mean like push button showers.
Yeah, we like when you can turn on the hot water and just stand there.
Yeah.
Otherwise, if we're going to do a quick shower that's slightly uncomfortable, we'll just stay in the RV and do it.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's been pretty hot and humid here. So, if you go shower and then you walk back in the middle of the day, you're probably going to be sweating again by the time you get back to the RV.
That is a true statement. Lots of wildlife here. Lots of squirrels and lots of different birds and deer. I think I've seen deer. Have you seen deer?
A doe?
A doe? A deer? A female deer?
I didn't see any here.
Oh,
but you've been outside more than me.
Yeah, I think I've seen some on the trails. I want to say. I kind of get, confused about where we've been. We've been so many places lately, it seems like. So.
We were at a place just on the weekend before we came here,
right.
because there was no availability here. And earlier today we were trying to remember what the place was like. And it was just less than 2 weeks ago we were there, and we couldn't even remember what it looked like. But then something jogged my memory and it came back to me. Whoops, I almost fell down.
That would have made for good TV.
Uh-huh. So when we exit this loop, you'll be able to see to the left is the parking area for primitive tent camping. There's also a youth primitive camping area. It's far away from the regular campground, so you wouldn't be disturbed if they had some sort of gathering and they were loud at night or something.
Yeah. And this place, we should mention, does have a boat ramp. It does have canoe, kayak, and pedal boat rentals.
Right.
And it has a nature center, which we've not been to. But
no, it looks pretty neat, though.
It looked pretty neat, yeah.
And it overlooks the lake.
We were going to the water park, so the kids had no interest in stopping there on the way. So.
Yeah, and it looked closed. There was an open sign, but it didn't look like anybody was in there.
Yeah, it looked like somebody forgot to flip that sign over.
Yeah. So it's probably open on the weekends. So you can see this one is actually pretty narrow. There's no way two vehicles could go down here at the same time.
Yeah, not comfortably.
To validate what I said earlier. So over here, like I said, is that parking area for the primitive camping. Some people are going out there now, it looks like.
Yep.
Well, that concludes the tour of the six loops. Sometimes I forget.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think
6.
you said 5, but it's 6.
Yeah,
but I think we did the multiplication before. You said 6 loops.
That's true.
Times 10, 60.
That's right. Congratulations. So if you're coming this way, then we would recommend staying at this park.
This is for sure yes for me.
It's a great... we didn't go to the beach from here, but you could go to the beach from here. Yeah. We're going south and we're going to go to the beach from there, but you could go to the beach. You could go to Philadelphia. You could go to Washington, D.C., Annapolis, Baltimore. This would be a great spot to hit those areas.
For sure.
Yeah. So, hit those areas.